Well, brothers and sisters, I wanted to show a small video of the new seating arrangement here at CCBC. As you can see, it's more of like a gigantic semicircle, almost like as if we're sitting in a really big living room space. As you guys may recall from last Sunday and last Saturday, really, we had the corporate workshop, worship workshop by Mr. Merker. And one of the things we talked about was singing and edifying the saints. And apart from getting bulletins made where you can read the music, I started thinking about the acoustics of our building and the seating setup of how we could sing. So as you can tell, this is what it's going to look like from the pulpit, where all the chairs are basically a little more angled towards one another instead of looking more like a movie theater. And so what we're hoping is that the more people who sit in the main gym area, like here, the sound will resound more richer, and together. Also, if you read Ephesians chapter 5, it explicitly says we're to address one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, which means that edification and instructing one another through song is a command of the Lord. And one of the ways that we can help promote that and facilitate that is simply by turning the chairs towards one another so that you can actually see one another when we're singing to one another. And so you'll see here how these are straight on at an angle. And then as we walk back here, you'll see that we can fit more chairs in here when we angle them differently. So you've got one aisle there, there's one in the middle and one on the far left. And then we still do have a back row, smaller, but still have one for those who prefer to sit in the back or have young kids that want to sit back here. But as you can see, this is going to give us an opportunity to get closer together and hear our voices better, even in a basketball gym where it might be harder to do. So I hope this is encouraging for you guys. For those of you who have a strong preference to have, quote unquote, your seat, this might be your first test of being flexible and sitting somewhere different. But friends, I think this is going to make our church feel more like a family instead of a movie theater when we're in the gathering together. And overall, we're not going to be using the screens as much. So even if you can't see a screen, we're going to be focusing more on the bulletins. Anyways, I hope this is something that excites you about a small change. And I think this is also giving us a small preview of, Lord willing, if we can build one day, what our seating arrangement may look like or feel like, possibly one day with a balcony. Not sure in this building, but of course, maybe if we get to build. So anyway, may God's blessing be upon our church, and may our corporate gathering please our Lord.